If all are ready, let's get started, huh? I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Jasper City Common Council for August 20th. Could we please have roll call?
Presiding Officer Mayor Dean Vonderheide.
Here.
Councilmember John Schrader.
Here.
Councilmember Chad Leakin.
Present.
Councilmember Vince Helming.
Here.
Councilmember Paul Lorai.
Present.
Councilmember Kevin Manley.
Here.
Councilmember Nancy Eckerly.
Here.
Councilmember Phil Mundi.
Here.
City Attorney Renee Kabrick.
Here.
Clerk Treasurer Kirsten Canese. Here. In order to have a quorum, a majority of the council members must be in attendance. All of the members are in attendance, which is a majority. Therefore, there is a quorum for this meeting.
If you would, please take a moment for personal reflection. Thank you, and all that are able, please stand and join for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The minutes were sent out for the July 23rd meeting. Are there any additions or corrections? If not, I would entertain a motion to accept.
So moved.
I have a motion from John.
I will second.
I have a second from Chad. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Today we have department presentations by Tim Dorson from Gas and Water, and then Ashley Kiefer.
Good evening.
Good evening, Tim.
Just wanted to go over some projects that distribution side has done this year and looking forward to next year on both the gas and water. First of all, emergency backup water supply is complete as far as supplying water. We do have some issues that we need to pan out on the SCADA system, but a Toric engineer will come down and complete that here shortly. Mill Street between 9th and 15th Street, the water main is in place. It's good to go, no issues there whatsoever. And then Brosmer Street, our crew did put in about 1,200 foot of pipe ourselves. So that went well for us. And as far as the Skyline neighborhood, that is complete. And it seems like everybody's happy on that side, so it's good to have that completed. FERPOW did a great job for us. We worked together very well, so they're a very good company to work with.
And the water seems to be running clear.
It's running clear. Okay, so in progress, we are getting close to completing 4th Street. So we're looking at finishing up tomorrow. And probably Friday, we're going to fill it, and then we'll let it sit over the weekend, and then we'll start sampling Monday and Tuesday, and once those samples get through, we'll open her up. So that'd be good. It's good to get that 4-inch out. It was in bad shape, and it was much needed. 13th Orbit's main replacement, Copper Ridge is working on that currently, as you are aware of. They are at Robert Street intersection there on 13th. Everything's going good. We did have a main break last week, I believe Thursday it was. But with the shape that pipe is and heavy equipment going over it, it doesn't surprise that it may happen again. So don't be surprised if that happens again. Every once in a while you'll get a soft spot in that main, so hopefully just one or maybe two leaks will happen. We did eliminate a lot of old main cast iron this year, so we got the 4-inch out, and we're trying to get all the 4-inch out. We're going to look in the future at where the other spots is, where the 4-inch is, and we'll get that out of the ground.
And you're replacing it with what, Tim?
We are replacing with a 6, could be 8-inch C900. We had, so far this year, 24 water main leaks, so that tells you that we're going to continue to put in new water mains. On the gas distribution side, we installed 132 feet of steel pipe on 8th and Main. We are currently working on 9th and Main with a 150-foot steel pipe, and we're looking at probably getting that done this week. And if not this week, it'll be early next week when we'll get that completed, and then Rego can finish up their project there. And then also looking at projects coming up, we are looking at 2026, we're looking at water main replacement between on 15th Street, East 15th Street from Vine Street to the bridge. That is our number one project that we're looking at because street department wants to repave that area, and that main has caused us many leaks in the past. And then also we are going to relocate 4-inch high-pressure gas line, 8th and Bartley to 231 and 5th. That is towards the Y. We're doing that because of NDOT looking at possibly repaving that area in the future. So we want to get that out of the way for them.
That's 8th and Bartley to where?
Yes, I've talked to Jeff.
I mean, where does it go? From 8th and Bartley where?
8th to Bartley to 231 and 5th. Yeah.
Tim, on that East 15th Street to the bridge, would that require a total closure of that street?
No, it shouldn't. But it just depends on how that's laid out going across by the railroad tracks. So we might have to close up a small section, but we will let you know.
Just so people know,
in
because there's a
plenty
lot
of
of people
time,
that use that for
Yeah,
work.
and we're looking at probably spring of next year to start that project, so.
This is probably a Rob question, but is sanitary under 15th Street too? Is sanitary under 15th Street? Otherwise, we might have to do one of them.
It's under 15th between Vine and Leopold, I can tell you that.
Okay. But I mean, while they're tearing it up.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's, I'm not sure about that either, so we'll double check on that one. Also on Genevieve, we'll do ourselves a water main replacement there. They have an old pipe in that area, and we've had quite a few leaks on it, so we'll be taking care of that ourselves next year. And actually we're going to look at the pavement projects coming up next year from the street department, and we'll plan accordingly to anything that we need to take care of. So basically, that's all I have.
That's
Tim,
good
do
to
you know how
coordinate
much
with the
is-
others.
we have left yet to actually replace, like a percent? Are we halfway there, or, that's a tough question.
Honestly, Kevin, I don't think we're halfway there. You know,
Not quite yet.
we do have some old pipe in there, you know, in the ground. We've had areas that we've been hit hard by leaks. So we're, like I said, with the street department, we'll plan accordingly to get as much as we possibly can out. Okay?
That's a good coordinated effort, because nobody likes to see the street dug up. after it's done.
Exactly, and that's our priority, to keep in pace with them.
Tim, I think you were referring to 13th and Robert. Did you say Robert? That you expect it to happen again?
Dorbit and Robert, yeah.
Dorbit, yeah.
And Robert.
Where I think you said you expected, you wouldn't be surprised if it happened again. So is that
It-
only in reference to the old mains?
The old.
Okay.
The old
All
main,
right.
yeah.
And it sounded like a larger problem than I wanted it to be.
We've had quite a few leaks on that area. It's a 1923 pipe in there, so that's not, not surprising that
Yeah.
that would happen.
So in regard to what he was saying, what Chad was saying, so you expect maybe a couple more leaks before it's repaired and replaced? Is that what you mean?
We will repair, and then if possible, like last week, we put a clamp on it. And then what we did, we had 2 services on that, and we're going to put those services on the new main as soon as possible. But yeah, we will replace all that main through there. And hopefully, will keep the old pipe in the ground. We're not going to take the old pipe out. We're going to leave the old pipe in the ground and put new C900 in there. So for the future, they won't have any issues.
You said, I'm sorry, you said 1923, what, 1923,
The
Water
year,
main.
The year of
the
Yeah.
year?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, we got some old pipe out there. Yeah,
Out of warranty already? So,
yeah, it is. They don't make them like they used to.
okay,
Anything else?
no.
All righty, thank you.
Tim.
Thanks, Tim. Okay, Ashley? What Tim didn't mention here, but he did in the department leader meeting this morning, was that they're gonna start their hydrant flushing here in September, and that'll go on for September 2nd, and that'll go on for about 6 weeks or so?
6 weeks, yeah.
Okay, just so you're aware of that as well. That's regular seasonal hydrant flushing. We need that to keep the systems flowing.
And when they're doing that, do they also discover low pressure in some of the hydrants that affect not only your department, but the fire department?
Yeah, what we do is,
You want to come to the mic again? Sorry, Ashley.
So anyway, Genevieve, that is one area that has low pressure. And that's why we want to get that main out of there too, because the water flowing out of the hydrants is not up to our standards. I mean, right now it works, but not good enough
We're doing-
pressure for us.
We're doing a hydrology study across the city right now with pressures and flows, just to understand where we have to address things. I think that being proactive on it is a big plus, so.
Yeah, with that
That's
one.
not done yet that I'm
No.
aware of, so.
No, yes, we are doing a water assessment plan right now, and that is part of it also, so we'll keep that going on that. So, anything else?
We'll wait till you get out the door.
All right,
Thanks,
just
Tim.
call me, all right.
Share the results of that asset management plan with everybody, those pressures of the system. It's pretty interesting what they've shown us so far. So, and it should tell us, the question was asked 1%. I mean, they target 1% per year.
Rob, why don't you come up and,
I was trying to be loud and short.
yeah, I know.
Sorry. That asset management plan with Wessler Engineering will give us a lot of information on flows throughout the city. Where's our pressure? It'll kind of show, I keep calling it like an equilibrium map to view what the whole system looks like. And then from a replacement standpoint, it'll look at age, it'll risk assess all the areas, and it should start to prioritize out all those activities. So to your question, Kevin, are we halfway there? Probably not, but it's not, we won't make that up over the next couple of years. It'll be a longer term plan, but there are some things that we'll probably want to be more aggressive on in the near term, so. But we'll share that when that's completed. It should be done maybe in about 4 weeks, and then we could put together some key points and maybe do a couple presentations on it, so.
What would be a plan for a low-pressure area, let's say like, where you just don't have that much pressure, not only to the homes, but for the fire hydrants?
Yeah, I mean, there could be pumps and boosters that you need to put in place in certain areas. I mean, there's even discussion on future state. Is there another tower at some point? Is there another tank that we put in place? So.
Okay.
So they'll have recommendations on that, and it'll be up to us to decide, look at where we see growth, where we see issues, and where do we want to make those investments.
All right.
I expect it to be pretty comprehensive, so I'll be disappointed if it's not.
Sounds great.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Rob.
Thanks.
And
Now you're
now,
up, Ashley.
We think.
Try again, right? Ashley Kiefer, Business Manager for the Utility Office.
The business office has been in the mode of continuous improvements this past year with the help and endorsement of General Manager Rob Young. My staff is excited, engaged, and continuously working to find ways to increase efficiency and enhance our customer experience. So try to be a quick recap on what we've been working on the past year. The biggest project that we're trying really hard to wrap up is the advanced metering infrastructure project. That progress does continue with the installation of water and gas, new AMI meters at endpoints. The electric department has all of their customers switched over to the new meters as of March of this year. The project in total is about 89% complete now, with the electric department being 100% complete. Water is 80% complete, and gas is at 83% completion. Again, just a refresher, this new metering system allows us to alert customers sooner about potential leaks. We have faster response times to electric outages, and now we can remotely disconnect and reconnect meters for non-payment or for other reasons. We can do that from the office versus rolling trucks out to do those types of activities. The data's also been extremely helpful when working with customers and working with contractors who are doing work for customers. We get reads in 15-minute increments, so we are able to monitor things very closely and help pinpoint times and different places that problems are happening. The last part of that project that we're trying to get going right now is the smart meter portal. We've been working on this for several months. After some delays, we're finally ready to be able to roll that out to customers here shortly. My staff will be receiving training on the portal on September 8th and 11th. And then we're also working on the plan to push that out and roll that out to all the customers. So then at that point in time, they'll be able to log on online and monitor their own accounts, add alerts for leaks, dollar thresholds, consumption points, that type of thing. So they'll have more control over their utility functions at their home. Some projects that we have completed in the past year. One of those is the Jasper Insight communication app. Hopefully you all are on that and receiving those alerts now. As of August 13th, we've had 1,730 downloads of the app. We've sent out 89 notifications so far. We're trying to get that pumped up and get some more departments on there and get them participating in that with us. And marketing and continuing education on the app is continuing. So that's working real good for us. It's very easy to use, and we're all very pleased with that project. We've also put in place a service alert communication protocol. We were kind of struggling a little bit to get communication out on water main breaks and boil advisories. We've established that protocol for clear, concise, consistent messaging, which was adopted in a USB resolution form. We also have public notification templates now created in door hangers for easy distribution. We've also completed the scan to Tyler software capability. This allows documents to be scanned and attached to records in our Tyler software, such as customer applications, customer IDs, journal entry backup, fixed asset backup, which helps us reduce paper storage and use in our office. Another completed project is our AP automation project. Our accounts payable process is now completely automated since April. It allows us to scan invoices into our system automatically and upload it into our software. Digital workflows were created to route invoices in the system to supervisors, managers, and back to our accounting department to approve before submitting for payment. This eliminates the need to print hundreds of invoices each month for processing. It also makes it easier for our finance committee to approve claims monthly instead of getting a huge stack of 350 to 500 invoices. They're now presented with a detailed claim docket report instead to review that way. We also have the ability to digitally present those invoices should they have any questions on what they're looking at on the report. The system also allows us to illustrate proper approval points along the way, which satisfies the State Board of Accounts requirements. And this has eliminated the need for 2 utility business office employees to process AP down to 1. So that's been a definite savings there. We've also assisted with the onboarding of IT services with Exos IT, which thankfully you all have agreed to allow us to do that. The addition of the on-site Exos IT staff has been a huge help for me in particular. It has freed up a bunch of my time, not having to troubleshoot IT issues any longer. We now have a person on site to do that. Another project that's complete is the Municast software. Rob Young and Mark Fierst, our controller, has implemented this financial forecasting software in our office. It offers scenario planning, rate change analysis, cash projections, and capital planning. They're still tweaking it just a little bit on the output of graphics and scenario setups, but you'll be seeing bits and pieces of that coming forward here shortly. That allows better communication and planning between our office administration, department managers, utility service board members, and you all, the council. Have a couple of projects currently underway still. One of them is digitizing our payroll process and timekeeping. We purchased the time and attendance module for our Tyler software, which works with the existing payroll module we currently have. This allows for electronic timekeeping versus the paper time cards that we use today and manually process. This will give our employees electronic time clocks to use or an app on their phone to clock in and out daily. We are currently entering stage 2 of this project. We just met with our project manager today with the project timeline. That we should have this project finished by mid-December of this year. Another one that's currently underway is the migration to the new document management system from Square 9, which some of you have probably heard about already. It's replacing the current CentralWorks system, which is being eliminated by year end. We will also be analyzing possible additional capabilities that we'll be able to use with Square 9 for integration with Esri software to map city easements, workflow creations to assist with contract revisions, negotiations, our utility customer application, and hopefully permit processes. Future projects that we have looking out a little bit further. Just continuing to analyze different ways to leverage our current Tyler software solutions to increase efficiency. One we'll be looking at shortly is the miscellaneous AR module, which would allow us to bill things other than just a regular utility bill, like if you ordered a bacteria test for water, and we would bill you for something like that. We currently do that out of Excel right now, which is a lot of manual manipulation. So we're looking to automate that and add that to our software as well. We're also looking to revamp our past due and cutoff processes, possibly to utilize Tyler Notify, which is an automated notification system to our utility customers, such as you have a past due balance, please pay now, kind of phone call or text message, things like that. And then hopefully trying to automate and make it easier for our utility permitting process. And as always, we are continuing to support all of our utility departments with their ongoing projects as well. And then also working to continue to keep our bad debt write-offs as low as possible as they have been in years past. So that's all I have.
So what do you
this
do in your
evening.
spare time?
It's the same thing. Got a lot of stuff going on.
We do, but it's exciting times. We're all really enjoying the work we're doing right now and are kind of energized by everything that's going on.
A lot of automation.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, we're working really hard at that. Yep.
What was our bad debt for this last year? Do you have that number with you?
I
by
do
chance?
because I figured somebody would ask.
Yeah, what was that?
In 2024, we wrote off $4,645.74, which was approximately 0.0101% of sales, which was an estimated $46 million for 2024.
I think
Low, isn't it?
Yeah.
any company would be proud of that, let me
Yes,
tell you.
yes. We're extremely proud of that.
One question to go across the line, but you're talking about an automatic or an automated timekeeping system. Are we looking at that for the city side too?
Yes.
Okay, that's good enough.
Slowly, but yes.
Hopefully we're working together.
Yes, we're hoping that we can get both sides of the hallway, civil city side and utilities, working out of the same software system, which is really exciting to me. That would take away a lot of redundancy of entering different information in two places. So that's something that we would be assisting with as well whenever they're ready to move on that end.
Great. Very good, Ashley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
for your update.
Sure, no
Yes.
problem.
All you do. All right. So as Ashley said, they're energized, and I think we should be as well, as listen to those updates. Next thing is ordinance number 2025-12.
I'd like to make a motion to read ordinance 2025-12 by one reading only, please.
I have a motion from Paul for one reading only.
I'll second that.
I have a second from Kevin. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Could I have a motion to have the ordinance read in full or by title only?
Make a motion to read by title only.
I have a motion from Nancy to read by title only.
I'll second.
I have a second from Phil. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Would the city attorney please read ordinance number 2025-12 by title only?
Ordinance number 2025-12, an ordinance to rezone certain property within the jurisdictional limits of the Planning Commission of the City of Jasper, Indiana.
Could I have a motion to pass and adopt ordinance number 2025-12?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion from Kevin
I'll second.
and a second from Vince. Further discussion?
So this,
Can you get-
this project came this month in front of us, both Plan Commission and the Board of Zoning Appeals in it. This would be the property, the grass area behind Jasper Lofts, or the old Wood Products Building. In there, there was an office in the southeast.
Vine
corner-
Street Lofts.
Excuse me, Vine Street Lofts, excuse me, yep. Office in the southeast corner of that property on there that's gonna come down, looking at adding 10 fourplexes across that property. Four of them would have driveways that come between the buildings, jumping onto 14th Street in there. There's one that kind of turns the opposite direction that comes out onto Leopold, and then 5 across the back of that property in there with off-street parking on both of them through there. At the BZA meeting, we had a couple of neighbors complain about traffic parking on there, not remembering when that was an active factory and 300 people came and went twice a day at the exact same time as opposed to stagger. If you got to see any of the buildings, the projections that were listed on, I think Free Press had a neat, nice rendering of those, but think Library Square, buildings like that'll come down kind of through there. So we heard it through BZA, we heard it through Plan Commission, both recommendations were favorable to come to the council to approve the rezone from an I2 industrial to an R4 heavy residential.
So this is owned by POF.
Uh-huh.
So that is a different owner than the apartments.
Correct. They purchased the property on the back of the Vine Street Lofts in there.
Okay.
So
What's their time frame on that, do you know?
I don't think they said when they were there, but Ethan's here,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. Sorry, Ethan, didn't mean to steal your thunder.
You did, Paul. You stole all the thunder.
I know.
Ethan didn't come for no
He
reason,
gets
Paul.
gets paid for it regardless.
Do you guys have a map of what's going on here?
If you have one, we can share it.
Yeah, we'll share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get those.
They're fine.
Ethan, can you reiterate what Paul said about how many buildings there would be?
Yes, absolutely. And understand right now they're in the kind of conceptual phase of all of this. Their main priority now is to get it to rezone, and then with the BZA, we also got some variances for the setbacks as well, so that way they can do what they're wanting to do. But right now, as you see on that third sheet that I handed out to you guys, it's an L-shaped lot, borders 14th Street, Leopold, and 13th Street on the south side. What they're wanting to do is ultimately divide this up into 3 new lots. They're going to have 2 that front along 14th Street, and then 1 that mostly fronts along Leopold Street. And as you can see, each lot will have its own independent parking lot that will provide access to each one of their buildings, or building complexes. So like the farthest northwest lot will have 2 buildings on it, the northeast lot will have 3 buildings on it, and then the southeast lot will have 5 buildings on it. And we did this mostly because if you've ever driven past there, the topography of it is really difficult. There's a big hill in there. There's 35 feet of fall from Leopold Street on the east to Vine Street on the west. Same thing going about halfway along Leopold Street down to 14th Street on the north. And so your access is real limited off those streets. But then also the way that we're able to configure the parking lots and the buildings, it makes sense for the site to utilize it well and to create a really nice complex out there for both POFs and the residents of this facility and adjoining tracts as well. But right now, this is what their concept is. This is what they're working towards.
So right now, the pink part is parking.
The pink part is parking. The blue is the buildings. And then what's left is going to mostly be grass, lawns. And we'll add some, we'll obviously have to meet the landscaping requirements and everything else set forth by the UDO. We just don't have it, we don't have a real detailed plan yet.
And each one of those buildings would consist of?
Right now, they're thinking 4 units per building. I think they're leaning towards 2-bedroom units as well, probably going to be 2 stories.
Okay.
That's what they're aiming for right now. I know they're working with the city just to see what's the demand around here and what would be more favorable. So it's kind of up in the air, but right now it's 4 units per building and 2 bedrooms per unit.
Okay. Very good.
Do they have a price range? Would they be rentals?
Rentals, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, not condos or anything like that.
Okay.
Josh, you want to comment?
Yeah, if I can, just real
Yeah.
quick. Just to add a little color to this, we have, and Ethan knows just as well, we've been working on this probably 16 months. I think since they had an accepted offer from the Vine Street Lofts and FOFs to get to this point. That offer is conditional on this approval here. So they've not yet closed on that property. That'll happen or occur, assuming we get favorable recommendation at this point. That entire block, you're voting to rezone the east half of that block and the portions that are unbuilt currently. Coming out of the comprehensive plan process, as part of the land review, I anticipate rezoning the rest of the block to R4, as that's what its current use already is, and instead of being zoned I2. Kind of like Ethan said, this is kind of a broad brush that went through BZA just to kind of define the sandbox and make sure that they were going to be able to do something on that particular location. The particulars as far as what it's going to look like, quad, duplex, two-story, et cetera, is still kind of a little bit TBD. They know kind of what they want to do, but as they go through that process, or we go through that process, if there are other items that have to be identified through the zoning process, they'll come back through that process as they refine. Again, this is really just a broad stroke just to make sure they could do what they want to do before they close on the sale of the unit. And then the last thing I would note is that entire, as you'll recall, that entire block was abated for the Vine Street Lofts, and that's almost about time to roll off. But once they close on that transaction, we'll get with the clerk, and I'm not sure if that comes back here to remove or if that's just an administrative thing, but that portion will be removed from the abatement.
I think we just need to let the auditor's office know.
Yeah.
Probably have to do.
Josh, could you restate what you said about the rezoning? We're looking now to rezone all this pink and blue part on
That's
here.
correct.
And what else would be rezoned into the future?
So as part of the comprehensive plan, we look at zoning or land use. There are quite a few parcels throughout the city that are, I want to call themselves islands of zones that don't make sense anymore or aren't zoned that way. As we've seen that area kind of be redeveloped from I-2 and I-1, you think the lofts, both the Vine Street and the ones across the street, and then you look at Indiana Des that we rezoned to basically a commercial / residential PUD versus I-2.
The Vine Street Lofts currently exists as I-2. Because of the structure of their entity, I couldn't get them on board to be part of this rezone at this point, just because there were too many layers and persons, and that's a lot of the reasons why it took 16 months to get to this point for them. So we just decided that we would do it on the back end when we go through the comprehensive plan to make that R4 to match what you are now rezoning as to R4 on that half of the block. Because in my opinion, as they already exist as heavy residential and not an I2 entity, any changes or future things that they may want to do, it would make sense for them to be R4 now instead of having variances based on I2 standards that don't really apply to them.
Is residential allowed in I-2? Or why would that still have been I-2 when those are definitely, you're talking where these apartments are?
Sure, probably because they got a variance back in the day as opposed to
Oh,
rezoning.
just a variance,
Right.
I see.
That's what they did.
I see,
Yeah.
not a
Just-
rezone, but a variance.
We in fact talked to POFs about whether they wanted to go through the rezoning process or go through the additional variances, and they sided on the side of going to the rezoning, which I think is probably the
When it
smartest.
bumps up to residential on the other side,
Yeah.
beside the street.
Yeah.
I think long-term it made more sense and cleaned it up a little bit. Sorry. Dick.
Appreciate.
Thank you.
I
Thanks for
think,
that.
I don't know if you said it, Josh, if you did, I missed it, the other lot 1, that would be rezoned later, it's not because they don't agree with it, it's just the logistics of getting all the signatures and approvals, so.
That's correct.
Well, it's two
Yes.
separate projects.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yes.
That it's that existing, and then this is intended to be built. Yeah.
Being an I-2 with a variance, though, wouldn't their tax rates be higher? Per a few conversations with the assessors over various projects, how we zone things doesn't affect how they're assessed, it's how their use is. And from, regardless of how we zone it, if it's a grass field or it's mowed or it's corn or whatever, it's a house is a house, an I-2 or whatever, as far as assessment goes. Makes sense. Yeah.
But because it is apartments, it would be a higher rate than a house, because it's rental.
Correct,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, Ethan?
Did you say what your timeline was? I'm sorry.
They're, I think pending approval and then them closing, I think they're ready to start. I don't think they have anything definitive yet, because once again, they're just trying to get through the process to see if this is something that they're able to do. And then we're gonna really start finalizing the plans for the development itself. So I don't know if that's gonna be 6 months or a year, or what their ideal timeline is on it.
Sounds like preferably sooner than later, it sounds.
Yeah, that's what I gather from them.
I mean, I think this is a really good use of the space.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm seeing.
But depending on how many live in each unit, that is a large amount of people that would be living. It could be 100 people or something living there in those units.
Yeah, I guess there could be, 80 bedrooms? So 40 units is what they're looking at doing right now? Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm sure it's thought out, but, you're paving a lot of area and you're covering a lot of area with roofs and stuff like that. That hillside is a little bit of a concern. Does the city, are we prepared for something like that with the amount of water that's gonna run off all those parking lots and stuff like that, or?
Believe it or not, Phil, living in that area, it's probably one of the least flood-prone areas that I would be concerned with.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other consideration is, well, whenever we go through the plating process, we are gonna follow the ordinance, and we're gonna retain that water and slow everything down.
Okay.
It's gonna be better once we get through the development side of it.
You
But-
talked about some of the possibilities when you were at the front of the BZA.
And again, I
That's
knew
right.
it bound to be covered. I just was looking at
Yeah.
that thinking, wow, that's a lot of water.
Underground detention, and
Yeah.
that's not terribly far off from the river as far as stormwater.
That's what we're gonna use the
That's right.
backyard for, right?
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's turning a lot of grass into a lot of concrete, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
your
and
point.
and a lot of it is, gravel, like it used to be
Used to be
an
built
industrial
roof.
complex, right? So there's a lot of roof there, there's a lot of gravel there, a lot of concrete. Right now, it's growing up, it's kind of a jungle. But a lot of that will get fixed. And with that, will detain a lot of water and help slow it down.
Okay, very good. Looks great.
Okay,
So I do have a question, though, on the kind of the aesthetics of it. So where the pink is on that map, that's parking, so is the front door facing that pink? Or is it
Yes.
facing the other way?
No, it'll be facing the pink side.
Okay.
Yeah, the parking lot side.
So when you compared it to the library, it's really kind of the opposite though, because the front doors are at the curb.
No, I said, just think of Library Square as the.
Yeah, but then you put the
structure.
parking in front of the front door, not behind.
Yeah, and we looked at both options, and once again, this is kind of preliminarily, but it was hard to put the buildings up against Leopold Street and still get the parking on the other side. The way, once again, topography played a big role into this, and the way you try to get into the parking lot themselves, it only made sense to have that parking lot along the street and then the buildings behind it.
Any other questions? If not, I have a motion from Kevin and a second from Vince on this. Call for a vote. All in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is opioid litigation update.
Yes, sir. As you know from previous communications from my office to the council, there has been a new settlement proposed in the opioid litigation. That settlement is with Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family. We are not at liberty to discuss the details of that settlement at a public meeting, but it has been strongly recommended to approve the settlement by each of the municipalities located in the state of Indiana. And I will say that if you recall, back when we were going through the first round of settlement discussions and settlements with the original defendants, the state of Indiana passed legislation that really took the power away from municipalities and gave the power to oversee those settlements to the Attorney General's office, which is where it still resides. But the Sackler family's attorneys are demanding that each municipal entity go through the approval process. And so we have been advised that that is what we need to do. So tonight, I'm asking the council to provide us authority to proceed with the execution of the settlement document that is required by the city, as well as approve the settlement with Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family.
So I make a motion that we approve legal to prepare the documents requested by the Sackler family for the opioid settlement from Purdue Pharma.
Okay, I have a motion from Paul.
I'll second it.
I have a second from Vince.
And just to be clear, we received a settlement package. So the mayor received a settlement package from the consortium, which is the group of attorneys representing the city and the other municipalities and counties. And he would enter that via DocuSign on behalf of the city.
And Renee, although you can't disclose the details of this particular settlement, the other monies would continue to come in until the year 2038. Would this follow that same order?
This has its own timeline, but it's about a 16-year payback or payoff.
So not being able to discuss details in this setting, we had an executive session on the other round. This was not part of that discussion, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So the motion that has been made, is it to accept the terms of the settlement?
Yes.
And how can I vote on that if I don't know the details of it?
Well, I sent the information out several
Okay.
times.
Well,
And
okay, so nothing's changed?
No, nothing's
Oh,
changed.
Then we're good. I'm good.
Yep.
Any other questions on it? Okay. I have a motion from Paul and a second from Vince. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Great, thank you very much.
And next on the agenda is the acceptance of donations.
I'm requesting the council accept the donations for the month of July for the park department. It's a restricted donation totaling $1,000, and the park board has approved the restrictions on those donations. And then I'm also requesting the council accept donations for the month of June and July for the art department, unrestricted totaling $9,657.25 for the months of June and July combined, and the restricted donations, $1,350 for the month of June and July combined, and the art department, or the art board has approved the restrictions on the restricted funds.
I'll make a motion to accept the donations as presented.
I have a motion from Kevin,
Second.
second from John. Further discussion? Again, it just shows you how much support we get from residents, people that are taking advantage, not advantage of, that are utilizing our amenities here in the city.
You buy your art center tickets.
Any other comments? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Let's see, next on the agenda is the board appointment process. I'm going to turn that over to Nancy and Phil. And Chad. Okay.
I'll start out, then you guys chime in whenever. Just to give everybody a quick update, we mentioned that we are working with Renee and Ms. Burkamp, who is I guess she's back over in Germany, probably on her way over pretty soon, so.
Yeah, not quite, but soon.
She is, we tasked her with coming up with an approach and a procedure so we can enter in and log and document when people are interested in being the main type of board, and also give us a procedure from a board's perspective on timing when we should start looking and evaluating and the procedure of doing that. So we are working on that now. She has come up just this last week with a bunch of information and typed up the procedure for us. So three of us, as well as hopefully Renee at some point, I think it's third week in September. Nancy's got a busy schedule here, so anyway, we're going to be meeting again just to approve this and go over and make sure it's what we want. But to that point, we're delighted to say if you go in the City of Jasper website right now, Jane kind of ran me through that yesterday, but if you go in there, and I think it's under, what's that?
How do I?
How do I, yes, sorry. And you go in there and there's an area you can click on if you want to enter in, like as an example, if you're interested in being on a particular board, it takes you right to a questionnaire and it asks, we worked, and Ms. Burkamp and Renee did 5 months of the work on that, and figured out what questions we want to ask and how do we somewhat vet where you want to go as far as being on a particular board. And so the information and the big part of it, we were concerned about once you entered in, how is it tracked? So it's going to Kale and Cindy, and so they will have information. So when we get to the point where we need to appoint somebody to a board, it actually takes that information and automatically populates the spreadsheet, which is fantastic. So it makes it really easy to see if you have a particular board opening. You'll have 4 or 5 names or whatever, and hopefully, we can go to those names first. So I think it's going to be a great tool for us, and again, eliminate some of the hiccups maybe that we had on one of the last ones that was my fault on that one, but it was a learning process on it as well. But it just allows us, after we're gone, the council to continuously be asked certain times of the year that, hey, you need to start considering at this point in 6 months or at the end of the year, you're going to have a couple appointments come up, and that way it gives you plenty of time to work on that and follow it. So, anything you want to add on that?
I'll just chime in that
Yeah.
we have not officially made this decision, but thought it'd be good if it was on the January council agenda to look at the board appointments and how they're coming due maybe at the end of that year. And then in July, put it on the agenda again to really focus hard on some of those. And also, Lauren did a great job on this particular area of the website. It says, I am interested in serving on the following boards and commissions, and then it lists all of those and a description of each one, when they meet. So it's very detailed on there, and then you would just check that. So we're encouraging that if you know of anyone that would like to serve on a board, have them fill this out. When it goes live, it's still in the test mode, but if you want to do it as a test, then Jane could see how it's recording those also and how that data is being stored. So I would encourage you to go on there, kind of take the test. It looks exactly like it would if it was live. But anyway, did a great job with it. But the important thing is get it put on the agenda, so all of a sudden in November, we're like, oh my gosh, we have to appoint someone by the end of December for a new appointment.
Yeah, and I just want to make it clear that it is not a guarantee that an individual that submits their name would be chosen for a particular board or commission. It is an interest in being appointed, and then you go through the screening process for each of them, so.
I think it's just creating a vehicle, a process
Right.
for us to follow, and I think it'd be very helpful.
What is specifically helpful in that regard, I mean, we've got a tremendous talent pool in this community, and we've heard from people before, how do I get involved?
That's right.
And if we don't know that they're interested until after the fact, it's very difficult to get them involved. So it helps us build a deep bench, or build the farm team, if you will. So.
And I do invite council to go on that website and enter your name in and just see how it behaves, and then maybe talk to Jane and say, hey, you know, did you get mine, and is it entered in, and things like that. And that way, you know, it helps her evaluate, make sure that we don't have any glitches in it as well. But it looks like so far it's running well. Yeah.
We also talked about a timeline that the submittal would be good for, so that it would expire after 3 or 4 years, and you would have to resubmit, so that your interest level changes with your life, you know?
Yeah.
It changes with your life, so we want to make sure that at that time you have an interest, so it may
I
expire.
just want to mention, too, that you can access the city's website from the Jasper Insight app. It makes it very easy
Yes, it does.
to just push that button, and then it's there.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate the work that's been done on that, and
Yeah, we
Lauren
appreciate
did a
Lauren's
great
work.
job. yeah.
Lauren
Also,
and
and
Renee did a
Renee.
good job. Thank you.
Anything else? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so moved. Second.
All right, Paul and Chad. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.